Yes, I do. I was involved in a horrific car accident last year, and I wasn't driving, I was with family. All our injuries were really bad. I lost my dad. Um, there were so many things that happened since the accident, and my injuries, it felt like a grocery list because I had my ribs broken, my legs, my hands, and my spine. My spinal cord was so bad, and my actual spine, it was completely crushed, which affected my spinal cord. And so I had major reconstructive spinal surgery. Was told I'll never walk again, and against all odds, I persevered with physio and got myself to moving. But I was in excruciating pain for the past year or so since the accident. And I had been on very strong medication, which made me like a zombie. And along with that, with life-changing moments that happen comes depression, trauma, anxiety. And for me, the biggest challenge was my spine and not being able to be in the same body that I once knew and not being able to do the things that I could. And the pain just weighed me down so much that even when I wanted to wake up and do life, I couldn't because the pain was just that debilitating. I'm on the patch for just over 5 months, and I didn't see results in the beginning, but I continued to follow and listen to the testimonies and try to have hope that something's going to happen, something's going to change. And then in September, late September and into October, I started to notice changes in my body where I was not taking any more meds. I had tried to wean myself off the medication because it's the side effects are horrible. And into October, I realized that the pain was not as bad. But when I started patching as well, I did notice that the pain was there, not as severe. But today, when I speak to you and coming into the month of November, I have no pain whatsoever.
Amazing.
Um, and I last went for my visit to hospital with regards to all the monthly checks and blah, blah, blah from surgery and post-surgery and things like that. And the doctor said, what are you taking for pain relief? Because I didn't want him to prescribe anything else. And he said, so what are you doing for pain? And I said, I'm patching. And his eyes rolled. And he said, do you not have any pain like now? And I said, no, I don't. And yeah, and that's where I'm at. So I've used X39 religiously, and did the water and all of that. And then as time went by, I have tried Aeon and the Ice Wave patches, which the Ice Wave patches I don't use that much because the pain is not as it used to be. The Aeon I do use because of my inflammation in my body, sinuses, and by the way, it recently helped with a horrible toothache. And a tooth, I was literally sticking the Aeon patches here, right where my tooth is, like on my face, and sleeping with it. Same with the X39 and Aeon, I combine it. I use it both. So that's where I'm at right now, where for the first time since all of this has happened and life has been horrible and a roller coaster, it's the first time in November that I'm starting to feel my body move like naturally, not with me pushing myself and the pain. And I don't feel that anymore, not even the pain. And doing this here with you guys today is like my first kind of social of talking to people or explaining anything or saying anything. Because in the time that all of this happened, um, I have just isolated myself. And from being paralyzed for several months, after the accident, I just didn't want to communicate with anybody. And if anything, the only thing I wanted in my life was to heal, recovery, and for me not to feel that excruciating pain in my spine. So yeah, oh gosh, I'm like flaring up talking to you.
Amazing.
Um, yeah, and for the first time, it doesn't, I'm not on any medication whatsoever. My spine injury, I'll send Amanda a photo. I don't want to put it up here and scare all of you. So if you know your spine, my spine is operated from just below your neck, from where your shoulder blades are, from just below your neck, all the way down to my lumbar spine. I have an iron rod. I have lots of metal plating. I have struggled. I have struggled with every sort of ache and pain after the accident from my legs, because my even my toes were broken in the accident. So sleeping was a problem. My ribs were broken and fragments of the bones were in my body. It's so much to tell you. And when you look at me, you probably would think, were you really in an accident?
Mm,
But yeah, I was. And I think it was maybe 2 months ago or sometime in September or maybe end of August when I spoke with Amanda. And I was really in horrible pain. And I know I bought other patches as well, but I wasn't in a good space. And this was like I'm telling you just a month ago, but I was still patching, like from July, end of July into August and all of that. I carried on with the patching because I was so desperate
mm,
to try anything that would help me. And now I'm at that point where I spoke to Amanda in this week, yesterday actually. And I said, I don't have any pain. She was like, what? I said, yeah, I actually don't have any pain. And I want to share this with others and learn how to share this because I did this purely for my own purpose and for my own journey of recovery. And the X39 was just that, it was for my own journey of recovery. But right now, it's a miraculous recovery, if I may put it that way.
right.
And Jayshree, thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah.